Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting installment of the Totally 90s podcast, where two besties talk about the amazing decade of the 90s. I am one of your hosts. My name is Steph, and I'm here with the most beautiful bestie in the world. Who are you?
Oh, hi, Steph. I'm Justine.
Ooh, I don't know who that is. You're mean. Just kidding.
Right?
Like, have
How
I
are
ever
you?
called you Justine? That felt weird
No.
and foreign to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you say my name? You said my name in one of the last podcasts, I believe.
Oh,
I don't know why. It was just random. And I was like, oh, that's odd. I never hear you say my name.
it just doesn't, it feels very legal. Like we're gonna like discuss business or go to, I don't know, arbitration or something like Justine
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Stephanie.
It's kind of like when I say Tony
Uh-huh.
and he knows he's in trouble or like I'm
Uh-huh.
mad
Uh-huh.
about something. It's never just, I'm always like, hey, love, or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when I say his real name, he's just
Yeah.
like, what happened? What'd
Yeah.
I do?
Exactly. That happens to me and Angel all the time too. Like
Uh-huh.
again, like when we were doing our wedding vows and you were all Stephanie and Kara, we're like, huh?
I
Who
know it just
that?
sounds weird.
Or if she ever calls me Steph or Steph, I'm like, I'm baby. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Like you need to stop.
That's so funny. How was your weekend?
It was so nice. It was just the weather was amazing. I'm sure it was perfect over where you were, but it was like just the right amount of like toastiness and
Mm-hmm.
God, I had a great massage on Friday night. So it really like
Mm.
set the mood for the weekend, a little retail therapy, all my greats, and then
Oh
what I do.
yeah.
Oh, and then we worked in the garden, and by we I mean Angel, and I watched with some rosé.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yesterday, you want to know what the hell happened yesterday? And I'm not going to go back out there until things are squared away. So it is beautiful. I can't wait for you to come over and see what she's done.
Uh-huh.
So yesterday, I'm cleaning up a frenzy,
Mm-hmm.
and she is down in the garden repotting some stuff she didn't get to, and then I look over the balcony, and I'm like, okay, honey, I'm gonna go back in, and then you hear her go, ah! And I'm like, what? I run. I go, what happened? And then I see something very tiny dart. And she's like, a mouse. And I'm like, I'm moving. Like, no, why is it in our oasis? And so I was like,
No.
I am not going to, and we just got a freaking little cute fireplace for out back and like, have
Aw.
some romantic wine time. And I'm not
Yes.
going out until it's handled. So she did research like tapatio is out there, like she's ordered pepper spray because she doesn't want to like spray it, she just wants to deter. So as soon as Pierre is gone, I will enjoy the garden. But yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we did, and then we hosted my mommy for Mother's Day.
Mm.
How about you? How was your weekend? How was Mother's Day?
Oh, it was nice. It was a beautiful weekend. It was
Oh,
really cool. What did I do? I don't even know what I did Saturday. Feels like
oh.
a blur. Saturday, what did I do? I don't even know. But the important day was yesterday. It was Mother's
Mm.
Day. My allergies honestly were killing me again. Here we go, episode 6.
Allergies. Sponsor us, Zyrtec.
For real. Hello, Zyrtec. And my eyes were so itchy. It was to where I couldn't even like focus because of how
Yeah.
itchy they were. So, but I was like, whatever, I'm not gonna let it bother me. But I woke up because I couldn't breathe. And then I got up really early. So Presley, all of a sudden, when I came out of the bathroom, she's like, oh, you're already up. And I go, yeah. And she goes, Happy Mother's Day. And I go, thanks. So she's like, you're supposed to be in bed. And I go, why? And she goes, because you can't come downstairs yet. She goes, can you just stay in the loft? So I stayed in the loft. And then all of a sudden she comes upstairs with her tray. And she's like, it was supposed to be for you in bed. And I was like, oh, and she made me 2 eggs and some toast.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
Tony was out like getting a whole bunch of stuff for me. And, I go, oh, and it's so funny. The day before, I was like, oh, you're one of those men that go and rush at the last minute to buy stuff, huh? And it's, he's been working so much overtime that it's just been hard for him to find any time to do stuff like this. And then
yeah.
when he is off, he's like, I just want to spend time with you. So he doesn't I was like, okay, whatever. And I told him I didn't want anything, but
Yeah.
he did really good and he bought me a KitchenAid mixer.
Nice.
I've been wanting one
Yes.
of those. And it's one
Oh.
of those things I won't buy myself
Mm-hmm.
because I'd rather spend that on like clothes or something. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to spend it on, because those things are expensive. They're not cheap.
Uh-huh. No, you
So,
sound like Angel because that's why I bought her hers during the
hmm
beginning of quarantine because it's something she wouldn't splurge on herself. And we
hmm
love it. Like I use that
yeah.
thing every day. I love it.
Oh, totally. And Tony's like, "Oh, I'm so excited after I looked at all the things that you can actually make with this thing."
Yeah.
He goes, "You could do pasta, you could do all this
Yes.
stuff." So I go,
Mean.
"I
Get
know."
get the pasta attachments because the
Oh,
pasta that because we have the pasta set and we have the ice cream attachment
ooh,
too. The ice cream one is just it tastes so good and like you could
really?
just so much. I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
dang.
It's
Okay.
it's an all day thing like the pasta making, but
Mm-hmm.
when you like the noodles anyway, it's so refreshing. Like the
Oh, I'm sure.
raviolis take longer to make,
Mm-hmm.
but worth it. Like you're gonna have so
Ooh,
much fun. It's so nice. Like the meat grinder and all. It's just lovely. But that
wow.
KitchenAid it can do
For
everything except
real.
vacuum your house.
Yeah, for real. Man, I didn't even know it did all that. I was just wanted to make some bread.
Yeah.
Because I have the old school like 1950s mixer, the hand
The
mixer
handheld.
that I
Yeah.
use for everything.
Yeah.
So, man, this is gonna be like brand new.
It's
But
gonna shave so much time off of it for
yes,
you.
exactly. And I
Yeah.
just love how it like I could probably even make tortilla dough in there.
Yeah. I think
'Cause-
Angel's done that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I can't. So I got that. It was really nice. And then we just
Yay.
spent the whole day by the pool.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, and I got a horrible sunburn. But other than
Oh,
that,
you are rosy on the cheeks, of
yeah, I'm
course.
like, it's okay though. It's okay because you know what? I kind of feel like when you're white, you have to get that initial sunburn to like
Uh-huh.
then start to like just tan
You
versus
always tan nicely.
yeah, no matter how much sunburn. Tony's like, you're such a delicate flower because every
Oh,
time I just lather myself in 70 proof, sunscreen and I still get burnt. It's still get especially over here, we have no trees and stuff and we're in the pool, so it's just like whatever. But
oh, that sounds awesome, Mean.
yeah, it was really nice because we have our new patio furniture. You guys have to come
Oh,
over and it was
I
just
can't.
so
Ah.
relaxing. Yes, it was so relaxing. Where you're just floating on a floaty.
Oh,
I didn't get in the pool, I just was on top.
oh, that sounds like a perfect Mother's Day.
It
I'm so
was
happy for you.
it was really nice, but it's crazy. And I feel like this is the first year I've seen a lot of this. And you probably saw it on your Instagram feeds where people were leaving those memes or saying, like, all moms want, in reality, all moms want to just be alone on
Yes,
Mother's Day.
yes, I saw so many.
Yeah. And I was like, and, whereas everybody thinks they want this, but in reality, they just want to be by themselves.
Yeah, the I saw one about, I want a Father's Day where the father gets to go play golf all day long and then go to a
Mm-hmm.
nice dinner on his own or the bar. And I don't want your 2-year-old's scrambled eggs and
Mm-hmm.
lukewarm coffee or something like that. And I was like, ugh,
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
well, I'm split because if I had a baby like Pretzel, I would be with her all the time. Like, I'm sorry. So I would expect to be woken up with breakfast in bed. Hopefully, my significant other would help, so it makes it taste good. And then, but then also I would probably want to have, so the morning, and
Mhm,
then bye, I'm gonna go get my nails done by myself. And
mhm.
then,
Right.
then go shopping, and then I come back, the house is clean, you know, do the chores for, I think a mom would appreciate that. I used to do that for my mom. I used to make her
Mhm,
breakfast and then I would clean, even though it was already clean,
mhm.
but like that, and then, but have a few hours for me. So
Yeah.
does that sound like something you
That
want?
sounds fair. I mean,
Okay.
I think it's kinda harsh. Like, Presley, I could honestly say Presley would be distraught if I said that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she would get her feelings hurt if I said I didn't wanna spend time with them on that day. And I understand, like, the idea behind it, but it just seems a little cold-hearted. So I like how you went about it, and I like how you said to just, wake up, do the norm, and then go and just have a massage, get your nails done, maybe have some brunch with friends. I don't know. But something like that versus just being like, I just want to be left alone all day and drink wine and watch my favorite shows. You know, where's your family gonna go? Like you all live together. I just feel like
Hmm.
it's kind of I don't know. Or, maybe set out, like, actually, Presley told me, she goes, maybe this was when I was kind of stressed out. This was about a month ago. She actually told me, she goes, maybe for Mother's Day, Mama, maybe we can um, give you a day by yourself and
Bless. See, this
I
is why.
and go to, I don't know, we could take grandma with us. And we could go somewhere for the day. Like maybe we could take mom to the casino and then Tony and I could go just have lunch so you can have the day by yourself. And I was like, "Aw, thank you, Presley."
That's
I would
called
never,
raising them right.
yes, but I would never tell her that,
Of course not.
And I just feel like, I don't know, I just felt, I mean, I don't want to say it was distasteful because I get it, because it's true, like, but it's just, I don't know.
I think it's a little just, I mean, I get it. You know what? I understand the people making it because I'm sorry, with the exception of pretzel, kids today are not being raised the way we were back in the 80s. Like
True.
some of the tantrums and productions I've been around and see, like that wouldn't have
Yeah.
flown in my house growing up.
Oh, for
So
sure.
yeah, I'm sure you, Carol, want a
Mhm.
date by yourself because your
Right.
kid probably is in your mug
Mhm.
24/7.
Yeah.
So I get
Yeah.
it, but you kind of did that to yourself because then you have a pretzel who was raised correctly and knows how to behave, that you actually want to be with her and she would
Mhm.
understand and offer that to you.
Mhm.
God, I love that kid more and more every day. You are.
Aw, thank you. But see, you know what? I kind of feel like Mother's Day should be spent with your children and your family because you are the mom. But this goes to one of my talks. What is it? Talks with Neen? Is that what it
Talks with
is?
Neen.
Or
Fridays.
yeah, that's it. Fridays with Neen. Thank you. Is that if you are so upset or you're so bitter that your husband is the one that gets to go off and play golf or whatever, or you feel like you're being jaded because you don't have enough time alone, I really feel like that's your own fault in some ways because
Hmm.
you should not have to feel guilty for taking time out. If you want
Hmm.
to go have, I went on Friday to have drinks with my friends. Now, I know many moms might not do that,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I just asked Tony, I'm just gonna go have drinks with my friends. Is that okay? And he's
Hmm.
like, oh yeah, no big deal. But if you don't ask, or if you're
Hmm.
gonna kill yourself with guilt,
Hmm.
then in my eyes, whose fault is it? It's
Hmm.
your own.
Hmm.
So we could kind of create our own situations here instead of getting mad at Mother's Day and how everybody, I mean, it's a Hallmark day. You can make it however you want. There's nothing set in stone. But I feel like those are the days. Any other day out of the week, you can choose whatever you want. But if you want to be that mom that's going to always be, here cleaning and doing the laundry,
Hmm.
making dinner, da 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 da, and
Hmm.
not take time when, Sally Sue down the street says, hey, you want to come over and have a drink of wine? You know, why not? Oh, it's
Exactly.
no, I have to be here with the kids.
No,
John's over there. He's, in his
no,
recliner. He's busy. I gotta do some
no, he's not
laundry.
busy. Oh
Yeah,
my God, I'm
you know.
tired.
So I'm just saying, it's
Ugh.
its own, and I feel like you can choose your own destiny when it comes to how you want a mom. If you want to be that guilt-ridden mom, go ahead, and then you can make memes like the ones we saw on Mother's Day.
This has been another riveting installment of Fridays with Neen. That was so eloquently put. Neen,
Thank
yes.
you.
No, that's so true. Oh God, I hope mothers are listening. Listen.
Oh, yeah. It's like, don't be a victim. Don't be a
Oh,
victim
oh.
to motherhood, because honestly, your little kids are the ones that made you a mom. And I can't imagine. When I went to, where'd I go? Where'd I go with my sister? Utah. When I
Uh-huh.
went to Utah with my sister, we left on Mother's Day. And do you even know how guilty I felt? And Presley was crying her heart out. We didn't realize when we booked the trip that we were going to be leaving on that day.
Sorry, I just pictured you. Bye. See you
But
later.
we celebrated the day before, but I felt
Oh,
so heartbroken, right?
yeah.
But can you imagine, like, that's the day for the fact that you gave birth to these kids.
That's why you get a holiday. Spend it
Yes,
with your damn
exactly.
kids. What the hell? Don't get me started.
But
Woo!
anyways, I don't know, but it's lovely. Other than that, it was great. It's lovely. The birds are chirping. We have a beautiful mockingbird that's annoying the crap out of me. Um, yeah, it won't shut up. It's
Okay, that's cute.
horrible, Stephanie. And I called you by
Oh,
your name. That's
oh my
how
God.
horrible it is.
Do I have to appear for a jury, like jury duty?
At midnight, it's still chirping.
Oh, Angel would love that. It would lull
Ugh,
her to sleep.
I don't know if it would lull her.
Actually,
Night.
no, you know how she's sensitive. But she's
Yeah.
always like, "Oh, the night birds are out," because around 6 they start screaming out on the in the front,
Oh,
like
yes.
I'm like until like 10, and I'm like, my God, they're still going. But like, I can't imagine all night. You poor
Ugh.
thing. Do not take a dart to it.
It's like, hmm.
Wait,
I
what's that?
won't.
Slingshot. You know
Yes,
why
remember
I'm
that
thinking?
movie
Which one? Oh,
with
which one?
Zoe Deschanel? There's a movie where she shoots a mockingbird with a BB gun. But it's funny. I don't think she kills it. I can't remember, but it's a funny movie. I can't remember what it's called. But
Oh,
yeah, it
yeah,
reminded me
don't
of
do
that.
that. Don't. Can I just say this is a very 90s topic, what I'm about to say to you.
Hmm.
You probably already know this. Okay, that scared me. Sorry. The so Paramount Plus, I thought I had it, but I
Hmm.
have the NBC, the new ones. Like we could watch the new Law and Orders.
Hmm.
But I went ahead and trotted onto Paramount Plus because Salute Your Shorts is on there. What?
Really?
Yeah, I have been watching
Oh,
it like crazy.
dang.
And if that's on there, does that mean Hey Dude's on there? And if that's on there, does that mean Babysitters Club is on there? Because I'm about to relive my 90s, okay? Like,
Oh, shoot. You didn't go down that rabbit hole to see?
not yet, because I just got it. So,
Oh,
like, I've been watching like Salute Your Shorts, and it's like certain things just never leave your memory. Like, Annie
mm-hmm.
sent me a Babysitters Club thing, and like immediately I start singing the theme song as if time had not passed, and I'm singing it so loud, and Angel's like, "What are you singing?" And I go, it's like a true story what the song is about. It's about friends, like
Yes.
holding you down and supporting you. And
Oh,
yeah, and
such
then so
such nostalgia.
yeah, and then Salute Your Shorts, of course. Like I'm just
Oh, yes.
banging
Oh my
along.
gosh.
So that was amazing. And
Wow. I have Paramount Plus too.
yeah,
But you know what? I only
get on
use it
there.
for Big Brother.
Yes, you would. Oh my God. Well, I got it because I think you told me that Real World's up on there, and
Uh-huh.
I'm planning a marathon. So yeah.
Yes, you have to. They have so many real worlds. Oh my gosh. But I
Um,
don't think they have the good ones. Yeah. Well, let's see. You check it out and then let me know. Let us know on the next episode what you
I
find
will.
there.
I definitely will. Oh my
But
God.
what are we going to talk about today, though, Steph?
Well, I was so freaking inspired by your Fridays with Neen that just dropped on Friday.
Aw.
Do-do-do. And I don't know, it just was something that I really my soul needed.
Hmm.
And to carry it with me through the weekend and just today it was really resonating with me. That I really wanted to continue the conversation and talk about, what we kind of touched on your
Hmm.
episode about how we're living in a world about body positivity and it's great and everything. And it's such
Right.
a contrast to what the 90s were like, in the whole like super skinny, waif-like
Hmm.
mentality. Which you pointed out
Yeah.
so eloquently to me, when we were talking earlier, that it's unfortunately coming back. So yeah, I
Yeah.
thought let's talk about, compare and contrast the two. And like if we're
Hmm.
really headed in that direction, like I'm scared for people who are Pretzel's age, like
Yeah,
having that to look up to.
for real.
Anyways,
Because,
what are your thoughts on that? And I guess share with us the article that
gosh. Yeah.
you
So It's something I heard on the news, but I looked
Hmm.
it up, and actually, this one, it was just a random one, and it was actually from February of this year from the Michigan Daily, and it says it's the end of the BBL era and a return to 90s thinness. So in this article, they go into just, what the BBL was and how it kind of took off, coming from, the era of the Kardashians. Um, and that was like in the mid 2010s, they said.
Hmm.
And then because of that, BBL surgeries rose significantly. And we
Hmm.
all know those good old BBLs, right? But now in 2021, starting in 2021, they said they're became this like body positivity thing that started becoming more prominent, especially on the internet, on social media. And now moving into 2023, um, that whole look of like the Kate Mosses of the
Hmm.
90s is now becoming a thing. Like Twiggy, you remember, Twiggy the model from back in the day. Um, in the 90s, we saw things like people that were so thin. There was a thing that they called heroin chic.
I'm so glad you said that.
I'm like,
What
how
is
is that
that?
even how is that even okay to even say in a sentence? Like that's not something to praise for you to
And
look like a drug addict that's all, strung out and practically dying because you were so thin, right?
right. And then didn't that rise from like the Calvin Klein ads?
Yes, it did. So, it's disturbing to me that, and I think kind of what now is becoming a thing, and maybe this is why they're saying this, is because now it's not about just like weight loss surgeries. Now they have these drugs like Ozempic, and I know there's another one, I don't know the name. Let me see if it says here. They're just saying Ozempic.
Oh,
But
Monjaro.
yes, exactly. That skinny people, and considering like the Kardashians or people that are somewhat, relatively thin, are taking this to maintain their weight or even get skinnier. I'm like,
To fit
what's
into a
wrong
damn
with them?
dress, no less.
Yeah. And I just find it very disturbing because I just think it's sending the wrong message. And, I feel like back in the day when we were younger, anorexia, I mean, we all saw that Lifetime episode of
Tracy Gold,
Tracy Gold,
for
okay,
the
when
love
she,
of Nancy.
yes.
Girl, that was the move. Remember she put the food in the wall?
Oh
Ooh.
my gosh. Oh,
I,
gosh,
I
it's so
applaud her.
disturbing.
I applaud her for
Yes.
doing that because she was struggling with her disorder while filming that too. And she was
And
so
you could
raw and
tell.
open. Well, yeah, because she
Hmm.
was walking around in that dress, that velvet dress she
Yes.
had on.
Oh,
Like, you know, I can't like, and Mindy Kaling comes to mind right now because she made such a quick and drastic change,
she did.
and she's crediting, like everyone else does, diet and exercise. Now, she has what they call Ozempic face, though.
Hmm.
So I mean, if she really did do diet and exercise, okay, maybe she did a little, jog here or there, but you
Right.
can't deny the side effects that the medication gives you. And I feel like it's only a matter of time before it catches up to these people because, like, I asked Angel, she's like, no, that's the worst thing you can take because it starts to affect your internal organs and they start to
Hmm.
shut down. Like, really, you're going to put your life at risk just to look, your collarbones are protruding, this is all sunken in. And I just,
Mm-mm.
yeah, I don't buy, again, be honest. Like,
Yeah.
everyone, like, who would say, yeah, I'm on Ozempic to, okay, fine, you sound stupid, but at least
Right.
I respect you for
Uh-huh.
being honest about it. Because they have,
Exactly.
now you can't run away from like TikTok, you can't run away from all these so-called experts. There's a whole ass Ozempic thing out there on TikTok, at least, that I
Hmm.
went into the, as you call it, the rabbit hole of it.
Hmm.
And they go through the facials and like it's like, wow, it is intense and it's scaring me because yeah, it's coming back. And Kim
Hmm.
Kardashian, she got her BBL removed. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I mean,
Why? What's
well,
going
and the thing is about that. You know, it's like we said in Fridays with Neen. Didn't she have an X-ray or something or
Yeah, she
ultrasound to
did.
prove that she didn't have that?
She had it, and I think it was aired on the Tyra Banks show. Um, yeah, I, again, I believed it because I
Mm.
was like, wow, she's doing X-ray. It has to be real. Like, it's a real doctor. Like, oh, but
But it was
because
probably fat injections, right? Versus like an implant. Is that because the fat
I,
injections wouldn't look like anything?
the thing is, it's like now for how do we all know that she's having a reverse BBL? So clearly she had butt implants. Like, isn't that what a BBL is? Or when they,
Mm-hmm.
or is it actually, no, you're right. Isn't it when they suck fat from somewhere and put it
Yeah.
somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but
Because
it's
they say
like,
that's the best way to do if you're going to do any kind of augmentation or like changes to your butt area, the best way to go about it is to remove fat from another area in your body and put it into your butt. Because implants, like we've all seen those pictures of um implant that can shift and people are moving it. You know what I mean? It's just very disturbing. And no one wants an implant that looks like it has an edge. You know, you don't need a butt cheek. But the thing is, it's like with her, with Chloe, okay, and I don't know, maybe even Kylie,
Kylie,
like their butts are so big. Like
it
to me, it's
doesn't
not even
match.
attractive.
No, but it
No.
doesn't match. Like, if they had more meat on their bodies,
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
of the three girls, it looks the most normal on Kylie because of
Hmm.
the way her hips were structured.
Hmm. Yes, and it's not as big. I want to say it's
Yeah,
more normal looking,
it's
like
so like,
natural. Um, if you had to pick, right? But like when you look at Kim and Chloe, I'm sorry, but natural butts do not have a 90-degree angle from the cheek to the
yeah.
thigh. Like there's no, you know what I mean? And theirs, it's like dink dink, you know? It
Can
should
you
not.
imagine
And
it?
then when they walk, it just looks so
Yeah.
weird. It does,
Did
it
she
looks
have
awful.
did she have more put in? Because she did a photo shoot before COVID,
Hmm.
for like I want to say, didn't she have like a flip book or something? Anyway, she was doing like a
Hmm.
bunch of like
Oh
shots on the
yes.
beach.
Hmm.
Yeah, and there was like the cute little string bikini shot where she had sand on her butt. It was so
Hmm.
cute. Like, if I looked like that, I would be like doing that
Hmm.
too. But like her butt, yes, it was voluptuous, but it didn't look like what's going on
Right.
late as of late. Like,
Hmm.
and when she's wearing sweats, I'm like, whoa, like,
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if she did more. Like
oh my
these
God.
people just can't get enough.
I
Like
mean,
I don't know. Like where does it end?
I don't know. And it's like, I'm so happy that I have like so many body positivity, like people, talking about it and singing about it. I'll go on and on and on and on forever about Lizzo. I absolutely love what she stands
Mhm.
for and how she speaks. She's healthy. She
Mhm.
eats healthily. She works out. She's
Mhm.
a bigger sized person,
Mhm.
and she still kicks everyone's ass when she's dancing on tour and everything like that.
Mhm.
You have, Beyonce, who's so like beautiful and sexy. She's not a toothpick either.
Mhm.
Um, and stuff like that. And for a minute you had Rebel Wilson, and I don't know
Yeah. Well,
with
did you
what went
hear
on
about?
there.
Well, Wilson got some crap because she made her own I don't know if it was swim line
Swimwear? No way.
or clothing line. I can't remember. It was one of the two. But people gave her hella crap because it was not size inclusive.
Mm.
And people were like, how are you going to be a plus size person for the majority of your life and then lose all this weight and not include, like, for someone that knows how it feels to go into a store and not find your size on the rack where there's nothing but, size twos to size like 8 10s or whatever, like, how could you not include bigger sizes in your line? So people gave her hella crap for that.
Good. I'm glad. I'm
And I
glad.
was like, wow, and it's so funny because I was looking, so when we were talking about the jeans,
Yeah.
Good American and stuff,
Oh.
um, and that's why I love Chloe, and that's why I told you, is because she literally said any store that carries her jeans needs to put them where all the other jeans are. Like there
Mhm.
should be no, like it shouldn't be exclusive, like, oh, you're plus size, so you're going to go over there. It's
Mhm.
like you're going to be with the rest of the jeans. Because she
Mhm.
said, which I don't know. I mean, I don't know, because I can't see her being a size 14, but you never know. When she was with Lamar, maybe. Um, but there's nothing. Why does there have to be a separation? That's what I want to know. And I want
Yeah.
to know, like, because there's a lot of girls, especially when we're looking on Instagram. There's a lot of girls, like we said in the other show the other day, a lot of people don't have the same size top, but they have a
Mhm.
bigger bottom, or vice versa. So I don't understand. Like, you could be plus size on the bottom, but not on top. So
Mhm.
it's very disheartening, and it's horrible when you have to go to the plus size area because maybe the shirts don't fit in the
Mhm.
normal area.
Right.
And no one should have to feel like you're not normal in any sense just because of the size you wear.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. Or they charge more because there's more material. I don't
Right. No,
I
no,
don't know.
yeah, which is bullshit. I call it bullshit.
Yes, no, for real. And so, like, when you look at the Kardashians and what they're doing, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel it'll be interesting to see if for real Kim Kardashian is getting her BBL removed. But I would like to know if it is. If she is, why? Why is she doing this? What is her reasoning? Because that's
Maybe
what
it,
she's known for.
well, how about this? Okay, so I know lots of people who have gotten boob implants
Mm-hmm.
and they have had to remove it
Mm-hmm.
like recently. And it was because sometimes the implant hardens or you get sick or a
Mm-hmm.
reaction. I mean, it's a foreign object in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So if a BBL, because I don't know that what it entails, it might very well be fat injections, it might be putting, just your excess stuff over
Mm-hmm.
there. But if they put like fake stuff too, maybe they have to take it out because you're having a reaction to it.
Mm-hmm.
Your butt has your butt has an allergy. Sorry. Maybe
Right.
that's how it is. Maybe they'll invent that as an excuse. I don't know, but we're gonna
That's true.
notice. I mean, it's gonna be drastic because her in her SNL outfit was drastic. So
Yes.
we're even just an inch off. We would be like, whoa, what happened?
So it says here that a Brazilian butt lift surgery is, let's see, it uses liposuction to remove fat from your lower body. The extracted fat is then purified and injected into specific points on the buttocks to achieve the desired shape and size. So that's why they said that actually a BBL is one of the most dangerous surgeries to do, because especially, I don't know, a lot of people go across the border to like
Yeah.
Mexico or
Oh
wherever
yeah,
to get these done
Peru.
because it's
Yeah.
cheaper, right? But there's a famous guy in Mexico, I believe it is either Mexico, Guatemala, somewhere around there. um and they charge, or maybe it's the Dominican, I can't remember, but they charge super cheap, and he's known for doing it quick and really good. So he sometimes, they said, could have like 100 patients a day, which, for one, infection, god, like the risks are crazy. So the crazy though with the BBL is that it's dangerous because if you don't know what you're doing, you can get a blood clot, I believe it is,
Oh,
or so basically what happens is you have to make sure you inject the fat below the muscle or like into a certain area. And what happens if you're doing it too quick or you don't know what you're doing, you'll inject the fat into the muscle, which then can cause like a hematoma, which then
okay.
could end up killing you instantly. Not
Well,
instantly, but you get a very bad infection and die. And I believe was that what happened to Kanye's mom?
yeah,
It happened to
I was just
some.
thinking where she had the full body, head
Uh-huh.
to toe,
Yeah.
work. And
Mm-hmm.
well, that probably killed her. Like, shit,
Yeah.
you wheel me in and I'm gonna come out like No, you're
Yes.
not.
And I'd like to know how these women fly back because when you get a BBL done, because the fat cells have to get used to the area that it's new area it's in. So the fat cells can actually die. So if you they can't sit on their butt for
Oh, I know the way it
at
looks.
all for like a month or two. It's like a
Oh
long
my
period of
God.
time because if they sit on it, they'll flatten it and it won't it won't
Sorry.
take its shape. So there's like so many factors in it that is so wrong. And I just feel like it's to me it's sending the wrong message to especially young girls because you know there's this video, I don't know if you saw it by Janelle Monet. Do you know who she
Uh-huh.
is? Or
Yeah.
Janae Monel? Do you know
No,
her?
Janelle Monet. Uh-huh.
That's it. Okay. Did you see her new video?
No.
Okay, so she has a new video. Look up on her page.
Uh-huh.
Actually, why don't you just look up
Okay.
her, I'm going to send it to you because I'm just like, okay, if this is what children are seeing now, because I'm sorry, Presley, I'm not, she doesn't have Instagram, and this is one of the reasons why she doesn't have Instagram. And I'm not a prude by any means, but if she's on Instagram and she, scans over to, say, for example, the new video by Janelle Monet, it's called Lipstick Lover.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Um, I would be very like disturbed for my daughter to see that, or any little kid for that matter. And it's mind-blowing to me how Instagram will block some like a mother breastfeeding their kid, but they won't block things like this. Because to me, that's a little bit, it's borderline like soft porn.
Oh, right, because she's in her I don't like the word. They call it her Itties out era,
Uh-huh. But
and
there's
they're
things,
celebrating that.
uh-huh. And they're like, there's a thing that's like it looks like a clit.
I hate that word. Stop. I'm a lesbian too. Ay.
And yeah, where like someone puts their finger on it and it's like a vibrator and
And
it's
she
like,
showed her mom this video. She showed her mom the video. I'm reading an article where she showed her mom. It just came out like 7 hours ago, where she made her mom watch the video. Oh my God.
like I'm not saying the song's not bad because it's pretty, it's a catchy song. But the thing is when you see the video and how it is, like the little innuendos that they're putting in there, like
Lovely.
it's just disturbing to me that kids have to see these things nowadays. And like I said, I do feel that the US is very prudish when it comes to sex and things because I feel like it should be something that is more mainstream, not as like taboo, because I feel
Hmm.
kids should be more aware of their bodies and everything. I'm okay with that. But the thing is like stuff like this is just a kid on Instagram or a kid on TikTok because my daughter's 9 and half of her class, half of her friends that she talks, on online, they're all on TikTok.
Hmm.
So you can't tell me they're not going to scroll on stuff like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And little girls are going to see that and think that, oh, is that how I should dress? Or is this how I get attention from guys, is to be like this with no bra on, to where I have to go into a pool and they could see my nipples,
Probably. God,
you know?
oh my God, Neen. Wow. I'm gonna have to watch that video like this later.
Yes, with the volume on. Hmm.
Okay. Well done. So boobs. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, like, okay, so boob jobs. Like, I often joke that, I wouldn't mind like a little lift, but at the end of the day, I'm too scared to do anything. Like, I'm all talk. I'm like, I want a tummy tuck and I want a boob lift. I want to be able
Hmm.
to wear a white t-shirt and no bra and just be all perky.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
for sure. Who
but
doesn't?
what you just said, like that could be applied to even, anything. Someone could nick an artery or whatever, and if it's not for a life-saving surgery and it's purely like cosmetic, like that's a
Hmm.
huge risk. And they sell bras, they sell fajas, they sell
Hmm.
stuff to tuck and pull and lift and boob tape. So but again, what do I have to think my beef with my body, is the culture we grew up in back then.
Hmm.
Kate Moss hit the scene and she was, the heroin chic icon. And
Hmm.
and that was considered beautiful, whereas Kate Winslet was considered plus size, and I think
Mm-hmm.
her really where isn't she a size 8? And
Yeah.
like Marilyn Monroe, they always talk about how she was a size 12, but in reality she was more like a size 8.
Mm-hmm.
But she was considered plus size. So it's like, growing up and you're in high school. I mean, I didn't start having um like body issues until after high school. I started having trouble with my weight, in my 20s, in my later
Mm-hmm.
20s. That was my era. But
Mm-hmm.
I clung on to like everything that I saw in the 90s for whatever reason, because
Mm-hmm.
that's who we grew, we loved Saved by the Bell, Kelly Kapowski, like she was real
Mm-hmm.
thin, Jesse Spano, real thin. Um, who else? Like Sporty Spice, hi, real
Mm-hmm.
thin. And she had her
Yeah.
own eating disorder issues too, because
Mm-hmm.
she had to
Yeah.
uphold that
Exactly.
image, you
Posh,
know?
posh.
Oh my God, hello.
She was so skinny. I was just
Yeah.
like, to where their face looks somewhat skeletal.
Yeah. And I don't necessarily, I mean, I feel like that ages you.
It does. And and that's the thing with these things is that when you lose weight so fast and you're not exercising, your body can't keep up. Your muscles can't keep up with the amount of weight you're losing. So your face is going to look sunk in and you're going to look like you're going to have, and that's why they said with the Ozempic face, that's why they get that. And I guess you could say it's the same thing with gastric bypass because they
Mhm.
don't exercise. And when you
Oh.
don't exercise, you're losing it so rapidly that your body and your muscles are just like, hi, and then you end up looking hella older, you know? I mean, at that rate, just stay the way I am.
Exactly. I fear like, hey, no, okay. Perfect example. I don't know if you happened upon Martha Stewart today.
Oh my
Could we
gosh.
discuss why is she an
Dang.
icon? She's
Mm,
80. She's
yeah.
80. And I'm sorry,
Yes.
no excuses.
None.
Okay. She's out
Mm-mm.
here looking flawless. Her
Mm-hmm.
skin, she doesn't look weird.
No.
Her hair, like
Yeah.
that's how I want to age. I want to have
Mm-hmm.
some collagen in my face. I don't want to have like sunken ends she
No.
looks so good. Like, yes,
Oh,
okay, 80s. Yes.
she looks phenomenal. Like literally, she looks like I don't know, she's just a beast. I'm like, this woman could do no wrong in
She
my eyes.
can't.
I love Martha Stewart. She's a down ass bitch. That's all I
She
gotta
really
say.
is. She
You
really
know?
is. She is just she's the moment. And
So
I'm
if
so
you don't know
here.
what Steph and I are talking about, she is actually on Sports Illustrated. It was Sports Illustrated, right?
Sports Illustrated the cover.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
she's in a bathing suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
A white
Uh,
one nonetheless. Oh my
Oh, and
gosh.
her skin, she looks so good. Like, yes, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like I want to get up on that regimen. Her and Chris, like they give me hope. And like,
Mm-hmm.
of course, my queen, Jennifer Lopez. I mean, just a moment of silence for her skin. But like that, and when I turn on the TV, I want to be able to be inspired and feel, love for myself. It's a
Mm-hmm.
constant battle.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like seeing people again, like Lizzo out there and Jennifer Lopez and Beyonce and freak, who else? Like all these body positivity influencers on TikTok that do like fashion hauls and show you
Mm-hmm.
that you don't have to be like, you don't have to hide your arms for the summer. You don't have
Yeah.
to hide your tummy. If you want to wear like a crop top, put it
Mm-hmm.
on. You don't have to
Exactly.
not wear the bathing suit. It empowers me. It makes me feel like, oh, like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
great. Like,
Yeah.
okay. And
Exactly.
and I want to continue to see that. And I worry if like we revert back to what we were exposed to, in the 90s, that we're going to lose that. I don't know.
I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't think I don't think that we will ever get to where we were in the 90s. I hope
I
because of
hope.
the people that you just mentioned
Yeah.
and that I hope that it becomes more mainstream and more of like, because the problem is that when you have people like Lizzo and all those other influencers that are not, waif thin, and they're like shredding their stuff and preaching to the choir about how you should be confident and all this other stuff. You believe it. And it's to where it makes me want to go and buy a crop top, okay? And the thing is though is that it sucks because we're only human, and it's sad. It's sad because when you see those influencers taken down by one person in their
Mhm.
comments telling them they're fat, and it's so crazy to me how people could think it's okay to talk to people like that or call them ugly, you're fat, you need to go on a diet. Da, 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 da. You know what? I mean, to me, those are the kind of hell. If I try to call someone in a comment section a jerk, Instagram's already telling me, this comment is not allowed, right? But they allow shaming words like fat, ugly, nasty, whatever. Those things should be, what is it called? It's not tagged. What is it called?
Flagged.
Flagged. Okay, because those are hurtful, especially to little kids that are maybe want to look up to some influencers that are their role models, you know?
Mhm.
And unfortunately, that's a beautiful thing right now. Unfortunately, when we were younger, like you said, our role models were Kate Moss, Claudia Schiffer, what's that?
Cindy Crawford,
Cindy Crawford,
Naomi Campbell.
Naomi Campbell, Helena Christensen, is that her
Yeah,
last name?
yeah. Hmm.
All these people that were so thin. And when I was doing research on that, they were saying that their size average was a size 10. I highly doubt that though.
No,
Now,
that's
if it was a
bull.
size 10, I can only say it's because they were tall. But a
Also,
10, I can't see
no.
that.
There was back before Christian Siriano was a designer. There
Mhm.
was multiple designers that refused to dress anyone that
Mhm.
wasn't a 6 or under. So size
Yes.
10, I'm no, they're just trying to be like realistic.
Ugh,
The size 6 was the ideal, and that
I don't
was
even remember
borderline.
when I was a size 6.
My
I
God.
think I was born a size 6,
Oh.
like in women's. Like honestly, it's it's disturbing because I know that when we used to walk into stores back in the day in the 90s, like Limited, um, New York and
Wet
Company, yeah,
Seal,
Wet Seal, Contempo, remember?
Contempo.
Like those, I mean, honestly, I don't think I ever bought anything that truly fit me normal because everything was so for just like and the way it hung on them. You know what I mean? Like it just hugged everything on me. It
Hmm.
would never look like it how it looked on those girls,
Hmm.
you know? And in the 90s, it was all about being super thin and then looking kind of like grungy.
And drugged out, and
Yes.
that was what we were supposed to want to. I never wanted, and that, see, the whole heroin chic Kate
Mhm.
Moss thing kind of flew over my head. I never ever thought her look was something to
Me
aspire to.
neither.
No offense, she's a beautiful woman, and she was every designer's dream back then. She was a little shorter than,
Mhm.
she got a lot of flack for her height. She was 5'7", not 5'10",
Mhm.
but yeah, I never wanted to look that way.
Mhm.
My focus was like, still, I think they were like, Tiffany Amber Thiessen was super skinny. I mean,
Mhm.
not, she didn't look sickly though.
No.
But she was,
Her
she
body was super thin, but she had that really full face, the
exactly.
round face, which
Yeah.
saved her in the sense of like didn't make her seem that thin. But when you looked at
Yeah.
her body, I mean, look at Donna, what's her name? Tori
Tori
Spelling.
Spelling,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, she was so thin. I was
Oh
like,
my
what is
God.
it is to where you're like, and then the thing is like, oh, are they eating? Do they have you
Eating
know,
disorder.
yeah, an eating disorder? I'm
It
like,
was always in the news. It's like you can't win. Like you either
mm-mm,
if you're too skinny, then you have an eating disorder. If you are a size 12, you're practically, you're in the hospital to have obesity treatment. And it was all like tabloid fodder, really. Like it was
mm-hmm,
just like every other week someone was in the hospital for an eating disorder and
mm-hmm,
being compared to Tracy Gold. And
yes,
like I just want to live in a normal, like I like where we are today. I do. I like, if you want to be weight, then do you. Stay healthy.
mm-hmm,
Um, enjoy. Like
right.
I just want to be healthy and strong. And I like that the norm doesn't have to be size zero
Right.
anymore.
No, I agree because I just feel like I don't think it looks good personally. I think that, obviously we do have to remember that, there are some people that can't gain weight. Like
Hmm.
they always say, and I mean, I don't want to laugh and I don't want to make, it to be something bad, but the skinny people always say, gosh, you don't know what it's like to be skinny. It's hard, but hell, I'd rather be skinny than fat. Okay. You know what I mean? Like the amount of discrimination for skinny people versus bigger people, there is no comparison. So,
Oh my God.
okay.
Seriously, you could preach on, sister. It's like you could be like a toothpick, and maybe someone will be like, wow, she's like, maybe she's struggling with an anorexia.
Mm-hmm.
But like that person will probably be more revered than like a curvier person trying to like, I don't know, sit down in an airplane, you
Oh,
know.
completely. And I think, like nowadays, though, compared to the 90s, we have come a long way for sure. Even designers are a lot more open to making clothes that are size inclusive. We still have like a long way to go because I'm sorry, some of those, I don't know if you've ever passed by in Target, like the women's, which I don't understand that either. Like,
Women's world.
yeah, why? Why? These things, plus size, women's world. Like even Ashley Graham said, I don't like to call things plus size because why do we have to even make it a separate thing? I don't why do you think call it women's world? Like I don't understand. Is it because you think these women look as big as a world? Like I don't get it. And it's very discriminating. And I'm
Oh
surprised with
yeah.
the culture nowadays how sensitive they are. They haven't said things about that because it to me it's very discriminating. And why can't you just have every single freaking size like I said before on the same rack, you
Also,
know?
join Old Navy. Old Navy's done that.
Mhm.
Like Old
Yes.
Navy doesn't have a plus size section. Everything is just you want a pair of jeans, go to the
Mhm.
jeans. They're all there, all the sizes. You want shirts? I was shocked. I was like, oh, 4XL. Like it's not like separated
Mhm.
by size categories. And
Right.
that would make things, feel more normal. Like
Mhm. Yeah.
oh,
Go
like
ahead.
sorry to interrupt, but like a
Mm-mm.
perfect example, I was in Marshalls and I was getting a belt band, like
Mhm.
when you're doing cardio,
Uh-huh.
put around your tummy. And I picked one up and then I saw it was 5.99, and then next to it I saw extended size. I'm like rolling my eyes, I'm like extended size, but
Mhm.
okay, not too offensive.
Uh-huh.
I was like, watch them charge $3 more,
Mhm.
same price.
Wow.
Go
Oh,
ahead,
that's
Marshalls.
yeah,
I
for
was like,
real.
wow. So that was cool.
That's
Marshalls,
impressive.
Ross, TJ Maxx, I think they still do the women's world
Mhm.
in the
Yeah.
back so
Yeah.
as to not offend the size sixes. I don't know what the clothes look like back there, but
Mm.
like I'm sure it looks
No.
like the horrendous stuff that I see TikToks on. Like I see like caftans, and not everyone wants to wear a caftan. No offense to the caftans or the
No.
muumuus, but like
Exactly.
not everybody wants to wear that all the time.
No. But even like the ones at Target, it was crazy how some of them look like clown clothes.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Because I went to the Target over in Daly City a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah.
I was just, scooching along, and I'm like, "La, la," and then I was like, oh, what's this? Right?
Uh-huh.
Because it was like a lot of bright colors, so like neons, and I was like
Yeah.
always attracted by neon. So I'm like, let me put my cart over there. So I'm like, ding, ding, ding. And then all of a sudden I'm like, what's this? And I'm looking at the sizes, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, this is hideous. Like it was literally look like, and they were like polyester, weird material that's not complimentary. I'm just like, I'm like, wow, okay. These are gonna end up on the clearance rack soon. Why? Why? I don't understand. I mean, that's the one thing I wish that the 90s, from the 90s, I mean, when you think of it, it's been what, 30 years ago. Okay,
Hmm.
almost. Um, I feel like they could have come a long way with making clothes.
Hmm.
you know, just because it's a size 1 versus size like 22, the shape of the clothes shouldn't really change.
No, it's just more fabric. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand why you have to make the sleeves slightly longer, what to cover it, because you don't
Yeah.
want to see like bat wing or
And like I think Bonnie had said this, one of the influencers that we follow, like why do some of the clothes for women, like the shirts, like bigger women, are like just like straight? They're
Hmm.
not, they have no shape. And I mean, if you're a bigger lady, like you want some help with shape sometimes, right? It's just, I don't know. I feel like we all need we need to still keep growing. Maybe in the 2090s we'll come full circle. I don't know.
God, one can hope. I mean, I guess we just need to stay tuned and see what's going to happen. I mean, there's always a new diet, there's always a new pill. Actually, I don't really see new diets nowadays. Everything's it's sticking to like, stuff that was popular in the
That's
90s.
true.
Like
Do they even have Slim Fast anymore?
they do. I saw it
Really?
at the Walgreens, what not recently, but like
Mhm.
not that long ago. But like they have, I mean, Atkins is still a thing though. They don't call it Atkins anymore. I forget what they call it. Is that keto? Like I think it's
Oh yeah.
keto. And
Mhm.
like the South Beach diet, I think they call it something
Oh
else
yeah.
now. And then
Oh
Weight Watchers is
man.
still around, of course. But
Mhm.
like I feel like, and then the zone, but I don't know what they call the zone today. But I
Mhm.
the concept of protein,
Mhm.
fat, 60%. And then you
Mhm.
have 40, the rest is carbs. So, that sounds healthy out of all of them. I did Atkins for 2 weeks just to try it. And
Mhm.
like years ago. And it's like, yeah, you drop 14 pounds in 2 weeks, but then you gain
Mhm.
it back when you start incorporating things. That's why I never did Jenny Craig or anything like that.
Mhm.
Um, I like Weight Watchers because it kind of just teaches you how to eat mindfully and like if you're
Mhm.
over your points, like work out. Um,
Exactly.
I'll always be a lifelong Weight Watcher. I find that when I don't track, it's like out of sight, out of mind.
Mhm.
So I need the tool. So like I've been like back on it.
Mhm.
I just I've come to the realization that I need to have that forever. Like it's just a part
Mhm.
of me.
Right.
But I like that you can have food. Now,
Mhm.
nowadays we're hearing still keto, la, 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 but like it's focused more on like here's a quick fix. Like it's more about quick fixes and we'll
Mhm.
worry about the repercussions later. Like,
Right.
meh. Right now I want to
Exactly.
be skinny. So
Mhm. And I think that's something that I don't know if it comes with age, but I think as you get older, you realize that your health is more important than, and if you're going to lose weight, you need to do it slowly
yeah.
versus quickly. And I think that's the bad message that people like Kim Kardashian or whoever's doing these Ozempic or whatever, they're all quick fixes.
Mm-hmm.
You see them one day and they're, a little curvy, and then 2 weeks later they've dropped 15 pounds, and you're like, oh my gosh, if I could do it, you could do it too. And the thing is like, but that's not reality, because like you said, you do that and then you have a burger and you're 5 pounds up you
Yeah.
know and the thing is like, it's all about balance, right? You should be able to, during the week, be able to be on a regimen, and then maybe during the weekend live a little, right? But
Mhm.
not also learn to, for your own mental health, also learn to be kind, to yourself, and not be so hard on yourself if you decide to have those fries or not. you know I think that's important too, because you're only human.
Right.
And I mean, that's why, like, I could never have gastric bypass, because I don't want to be restricted like that when I'm older.
No, no, it's all like you pay for it later, I think. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like if you take care of yourself, you know, no quick fixes and just
Well,
stay
yeah.
healthy. That's good.
No.
Your future self will thank you. I mean, I don't know. Like I just saw an article about Hillary Duff admitting she follows Gwyneth Paltrow's theory of basically starving yourself. And
Hmm.
we love Gwyneth. Okay, this is a Gwyneth loving space, and
Hmm.
she's entitled to do whatever she thinks is right. But like, my God, if I was like struggling with like an eating disorder and I saw that, that would like kind of make me be like, oh my God, see, like
Hmm.
I'm right.
Yes.
I can do this and I will be fine because she's fine.
Oh, yeah. And
So
that's the thing is, celebrities just like Kim Kardashian or Gwyneth Paltrow or whomever, they need to be careful too with what they put out there because there's people looking up to them. And like you said, people could take it wrong. Like, look at, for example, you see The Rock and you see his meals he has
His
sometimes.
cheat meals.
Yeah. And I'm like, how is that even healthy?
It's
To me,
not.
that's like, I mean, from what I've learned, when you do stuff like that, you're just asking for like, not that I want that to happen or anything, but like a stroke or a heart attack. Like, how can you eat that many calories? Like the huge ass pancakes he has.
The sushi that should be
Yes.
for a whole party, not just one person. Like it's like, I know people like men, like when they're weight training or like they're wrestlers or whatever, they
Mm-hmm.
do like carb loading. I don't know. I don't know how your heart would handle that in the long run. So yeah, when I see that, I'm
Right.
like, damn, it reminds me of when we would do Pig Fest 1992,
Uh-huh.
but like,
Yeah.
but we,
But when we did that, we barely even got through anything.
I know, I
We
know.
hoped to, but
Yeah.
you
I don't
know?
know. You're very right. Like celebrities and people who are in the public eye need to do better because they are the standard that people like look up to.
Mm-hmm.
And they just, if you sign up to be famous or if you sign up to put yourself like in the view of everybody else, you
Mm-hmm.
have a duty to provide like safe tips. Like, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
because you have little girls looking up to you, little boys looking up to you. So
Yeah.
I guess we have to stay tuned and
Mm-hmm.
see how this is gonna go
Yeah.
with Kim Kardashian and hopefully the 90s aren't gonna make a comeback in this sense. Like the 90s,
Yeah.
again, we've said this in the past. The 90s was an amazing decade with the exception of body image, like and the
Right.
way and the diets
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff and Oprah wheeling her fat out in a
Yes.
wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one thing that they could have done better
I
as a
agree.
decade. So
Yeah.
hopefully we won't have to see it again.
Yes. And just on my note, just to end the thing, that we have to remember that our weight shouldn't define who we are. And I know for a lot of us, we do look in the mirror and that's the first thing we see. Our, oh, my arms are fat, my thighs are fat, whatever, But the thing is like, we need to kind of somehow change that mentality because, I mean, if you look through every single decade, whether it be the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, up to now, weight is always, I mean, weight loss products and everything are have one of the biggest industries, when it comes to making money. And I just think the best gift that you could give your children or, your loved ones that are looking up to you, just like celebrities, is, to teach people to just love themselves, even in your own skin. Because regardless, like you said, and I think you said this in our last episode, is that regardless of what weight you're at, you should still love yourself each and every step of the way.
Exactly.
Because in order to get to that next milestone, you have to love yourself through it.
Hmm.
You can't be hating yourself while you're doing it because it's not going to work. And you're just going to revert back to something that you didn't want. And you have to remember the goal.
Hmm. Exactly. Well said, Neen. And I will always stand behind that because it's something that I forget to do. So I've been trying to be more mindful of that, like enjoy the journey
Mm-hmm.
each day. Not
But it's
not
hard.
don't wait until you lose 20 pounds. Like
Mm-hmm.
try your best to enjoy the process. It's easier said than done. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
No, I agree.
oh, hi. Is that our sign?
I know there's airplanes, but yes, no, I agree. And hopefully, like you said, hopefully this doesn't come back. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll keep you posted on this BBL. I'm very interested, to see if that's the case with Kim Kardashian because
I am
that
too.
might because you know what? That's what I was going to say real quick is that Black China got all her stuff removed.
She did. And her name, apparently. She's back to
Yes.
Angela.
Yes, exactly. And she looks great.
Yeah,
So
she
I'm like,
does.
okay, is this because Black China did it? Or is this something she was thinking about already doing? I mean, I know Kim Kardashian would never admit that, you know, but she
Maybe
looks
it
pretty
struck a
good.
chord. It
Yeah.
probably like struck a nerve, and you're right, she'll never admit it, especially if it
No.
came from anyone else. It has to be organic and her only.
God.
So I
Ugh.
we're gonna keep a close eye on this peeps because yeah, it's interesting. So
And real quick, they're saying Kim Kardashian is dating Peter Brady. Tom
that'd be
Brady.
cool. No, I thought she was
Uh,
linked to a Laker.
no, there's rumors that Tom Brady and her are together.
That might be
I don't
different.
know. I'm like,
That might be
I,
different.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll
I
see.
don't like him, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she needs to change it up. I don't know.
Yeah, because what she's been doing for a while ain't working. So
Mm-mm, that's
maybe,
for sure.
but he is in the NFL. So, anyways, we'll keep you posted on that too,
Yes,
everybody. Oh my God, Neen, this was again such an amazing time talking about this with you.
it
Um,
was.
yeah, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Oh, I hope so too. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I am excited for our next episode when we you know, get together again.
Ooh,
I don't know. I feel like it's been a minute since we've been together, like I
I
said before we started.
know.
So this is nice to
Catch
like,
up.
yeah, exactly, and get back on track. Ooh,
All
ooh.
right. Yeah. Well, let's get another recording on the books. I know I'm going to see you Wednesday night. So,
Ooh, yeah. I can't wait.
all right, my little beauty. Well, this has been another riveting installment of the Totally 90s podcasts. And until next time, catch you on the flip side.
Oh yeah, peace out, buddies.
You're so cute.